This is to document the complications with setting up these side chairs for auditoriums. We have a perfect line, and then we have the chairs oriented so that when the person is sitting, they have a line of sight through the row above them through the two chairs. So this would be a line of sight, and the person sitting here, and this would be the person sitting here, and we have a line of sight. So what we're documenting is that there's a bevel or curve, and you would have to adjust these outer chairs to compensate for the deviation in the curve. So instead of a perfectly straight line, which results in never being able to properly set the angles, you have to have always this S curve going with the rows, because what's going to happen is you'll lock it up so that things no longer align with the line of sight issue. So I have equal spacers in all of these rows to sort of document the artificial space between the row. And then I have all of these rows set up with a line of sight. Now if we were to do all of these chairs so that they align to the line and we didn't have to worry about line of sight, well, there's no problem at all. We can just simply do that, and we would have a perfect grid of chairs, like something like this in the first three. But what happens is we lose the line of sight. Now, the other things that can occur are you change the either the space in between the chairs, which can really mess things up, even if it's a little bit, or you change the actual angle of the row. So if the row was a bit more like this, what would happen is all that occurs is you change the amount of the S that's going on with the column for the aisle. So the reality is there's a really an issue with being able to have both a line and the rows being properly oriented. So what you have to do is you have to have this line, you have to have this bevel, and you basically just have to kind of keep track of the bevel. So if I'm starting another row here, I have to decide whether or not that chair is going to breach this yellow a little bit. So for instance, if I keep going back with these chairs, like 11 or 12 rows deep, they're going to keep going in this S orientation, and I have to keep deciding, and based on the line, how much I want to deviate on each starting point, so that I can kind of keep track of the bevel without it going too far out of orientation. Anyway, that's just to document what happens when you literally put all these chairs on a mathematical grid and have it, what the reality is with being able to see and both keeping this aisle line. It's a very challenging process. So what will probably happen in the best case scenario is the chairs in the center are always nicely, perfectly straight line all the way back with a zigzag pattern, perfect zigzag. Whereas the aisles on the rows on the side have this S deviation so that it keeps the line of sight.